a powerful God, ain't that right? He got all power in his hand. No church meeting ought to go on if you don't invite Jesus in.
Tell it, preacher, tell it.
Amen. Even when you get up in the morning, get your family together and have a family prayer. Prayer will change any condition. Our nation will be in a better condition and a better fix if we had more prayer in our nation.
Yes, sir.
If we had more sinners, if we had more saints, they can send prayer up. You see, when prayer go up, there's power in prayer. The more saints come together, there's more power in prayer. You ain't got to say a lot of words in praying. Just say, Lord, have mercy. And that'll go a long way. It's something about have mercy. Something about mercy. If you call the Lord long enough,
come on, preacher,
something would happen. It's something about a mercy God. And He is a mercy God, ain't that right? He's an everlasting Father. He's a Prince of Peace. He's a God above any God. Because the same God that I serve, you ought to serve that same God. Because there ain't but one God, one faith, and one baptism. There's only one we serving on. Peter and John went up together into the temple at the hour of prayer. But let me deal with Peter and John. These two men was disciples. But these two men didn't have no college degree. They was unlearned men. And let me tell you one thing, it's good to have a college degree. It's good to have a diploma. But if you ain't got Jesus, what good having a diploma? If you ain't got Jesus in your heart, you ain't got Jesus on your mind, what good having all kind of college degrees, all kind of diplomas on the wall, if you ain't got Jesus nowhere around? Peter and John was unlearned men. But one thing about these two men, they know how to get a prayer through. A prayer warrior can get a prayer through. Ain't that right? Prayer will change anything. Peter and John went up together into the temple at the hour of prayer. Well, what is the temple? The temple is the church. What is the church? We are the church. What is church laying of Peter? Jesus told Peter, upon this rock, I build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. What is the church? Such a solid foundation. What is the church? The Word of God. And one thing about the Word of God, it'll cut like a two-edged sword.
Come on, preacher.
Cut left and cut right. What about the Word of God? It'll feed you when you get home.
Yes, sir.
What about the Word of God? It'll clothe you when you get naked.
Yes, sir.
What about the Word of God? It'll give you money to shut the way we outdoors. The Word of God will raise up a abide down here. I love to talk about the man. It's something about a praying child. They can get a prayer through. We always saying we are soldiers on in the army of the Lord. Well, if you are a soldier, you ought to stand up and be counted as a soldier. Have prayer in your heart. John prayed, Peter and John prayed up on the mountaintop. They went into the temple and prayed. Daniel prayed in the lounge den. Elijah prayed on the housetop. Prayer will change any condition. I know what prayer can do. There was a lame man. They were laying at the gate of the temple, which is called Beautiful. And everyone, they were walking by the lame man. Had a cup in his hand. And everybody walking by the lame man was dropping silver and gold in his cup. Let me pause here for just a minute. Let me tell you one thing. Money can buy something, but money cannot buy everything. Money can buy your automobile, but money can't buy your salvation.
Go ahead, Reverend.
Money can buy your house, but money cannot buy your way to heaven.
Yes, sir.
Money can buy you being born. Money can buy you food to eat, but money can't buy you being born again. There's something about a born child of God. I'm not ashamed to tell a dying world, for God I live, and for God I die. I'm not ashamed to tell a dying dying world. The same God that I serve, He woke me up early this morning. I'm not ashamed to tell a dying world. The same God that woke me this morning told me in my right mind. I'm not ashamed to tell a dying world. I serve a God that sits high and looks down low. I heard one writer say, lo, you seek me, and then lo, you'll find me. In you we find all that we need. We find joy in sorrow. Find hope for tomorrow. Find peace in a confused land, and we live in a confused land right now. Oh, help me, Father. I know what you're talking about. As Peter and John went up there, we got down to Peter and John. I heard Peter say, silver and gold have I none, but such as I have, I give out to thee. Rise up and walk. Let me tell you one thing. If you pray and pray right, men will rise up and walk. If you pray and pray right, men